if your pencil isn't sharp, then you're not going to be able to create smooth lines. So you want it to look like a flathead screwdriver. So this is how the pencil starts. Right now, if I were to draw a line, so you can see it's super thick. So we need to get this so that it is not thick and it creates super crisp lines. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to do the 77 first. So the first thing you want to do is this string right here. You want to pull this string down about an inch or so that you can start to peel away this paper. There's a perforated edge right here, okay? So when you're peeling this off, make sure that you do it a little bit at a time. Don't go like this, because if you do that, you run the risk of this paper coming off of that perforated edge. Okay, it starts off round, but it starts off round like this, and we want it to look like a flathead screwdriver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the lead on my finger like this, away from my body, or I'm going to hold it like this, which is the way I like to do it, using my pinky, and I'm going to shave this way. So you'd be shaving toward yourself. Just because it's easier to show, I'm going to do it the other way. Again, it needs to be right on your finger. So not like that, not like that, or you might cut yourself, but right here, so that when I go to shave this, if I'm holding my razor flush, then I'm not going to cut myself. Okay? You hold the razor flush against that lead, and you want to just take a little bit off at a time. See how slow I'm working? And I'm probably only at like, I don't know, a 10% angle. So if I show you the side view, okay, like this. So I'm going to flip it. So far, this is what I have. You can see that I've got already a nice little angle going on. It's not round anymore, but now I'm going to flip it over and start working that round edge out to get it flat on the other side. So just start with a little bit at a time. If you don't do slow, steady movements, then you're going to end up with a really bumpy surface. And when you are brow mapping, what's going to happen? It's going to get dull quicker. Use the middle of the blade. Once you start to get a little bit of an angle going, you can start to work in smaller sections. Meaning, instead of coming from way up here, you can focus more at the tip. Because it's not flat, that tip is going to break off, and that's okay. We actually want it to break off. All right, so the tip finally broke off, which means it has a flat head now, which is exactly what we want. Just like a flathead screwdriver. This is what I always do, is I just make a line on my hand to see, and it looks pretty good. I feel like it could be a little better. It's totally okay to let your OCD out, because if your pencil is not perfect, your brow mapping won't be either. A couple tips. See how this edge is super slick, okay? Okay, see how smooth that is when the light hits it? All right, see, it's smooth. If you see a lot of bumps and ridges, that is basically how your line is going to look. And it's going to get dull super fast. So now I'm going to do the same steps, but on the 81 pencil. So this is the one with the thin lead. Oh, bummer. That one was already broken. I prefer it to not have this much lead because it's going to be a little harder to keep steady. I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the 77. I'm going to go back and forth, flipping it over on each side, so the front and the back, until I have a nice flathead screwdriver look to my pencil. Remember, you're holding the blade flush against that lead. The lead, or the tip of the pencil, should be right at your finger. Your finger should not be here. Okay? It needs to be here. We still want that tip to come off. I'm going to do it the way I like to do it, which is using my pinky and coming toward myself, so toward my body. I just feel like it's easier to see. All right, so this is perfect. Okay, do you see how crisp that is? That's what it should look like. And now what you're gonna do, because remember, this is the thin lead, so we're going to use this like a U-blade. So it's a little tricky. All I'm gonna do is I'm going to shave a little off on the side. Just a teensy bit. I don't know if you can see that, but I did one side, and now I'm gonna do the other side. So right now, it's kind of like a U, but it's not very smooth. So all I'm gonna do is soften this edge. So we're just softening this edge so it's more of a U with curved edges. And now I'm gonna show you how easy it is to create strokes now that we have this curved pencil. So you would use it just like a U-blade, where you twist the tool, how cool is that? All right, and now you have the two pencils that you will be using every day. And let me tell you, when I say you should always have backup,